So Mark, good week in Spain so far and a lot of hard work on the training ground.
Yeah, it's been tough. I mean, we first got here and it was, I think, 47 degrees, so we'd done a session, but then the planned session in the afternoon ended up being an indoor pool session, aerobic session, just to make sure that we got some work into us, but in the gym and that outside I think it would have been counterproductive. So thankfully that temperature came down by 10 degrees the morning afterwards, but even so it was still warm. But that's what you come out here for. It's challenging, it really is challenging and very tiring. I think the fact that we've been sort of in the pandemic and people have worked in different ways, you know, even though we've been in, we've worked in different ways and there hasn't been many, if any, double sessions at all. You still, as staff and as small staff, have to work incredibly hard, and that's been something that everybody's getting back used to. You know, in terms of the intensity of not just the heat, but the workload and the demands that the job places on you as an individual. So everybody's getting used to that, and the staff have been brilliant. In fairness, we've got to react to COVID situations that may crop up from time to time, and the staff, again, medical staff headed by Paul Godfrey and supported by Liam Stanley and his staff, they've been fantastic in terms of trying to deal with that, which is very difficult. And you know, as football staff, we've got to be able to adapt really quickly because things change. So not only with blisters this time of year, with sort of minor injuries and scrapes, with bumps and bangs and bruises and things like that you've got to take care of, wasp stings and things like that we've had this morning. But other than that, it's always a worthwhile place to come because of the locale, but also the facilities are second to none. So they look after us really well. We're in our sort of second week, but we've had 14 days back, but really with 12 days solid work. One day was flying and the other day was a day off, the first Sunday we had off. But it's been a tough sort of baptism for those that have just joined, and the staff that have been with us for a while. Again, it's still, you know, there's still some graft to do, and the week's been good so far in a lot of ways.
And there's a game on Saturday against Seville as well.
Well, that was the reason that we came out. You know, the Seville game enabled us to travel and was the reason for the travel. I think to turn down that sort of a game and the opportunity to play against a team, even at the stage of the season that we're both at, is too good to turn down at any stage. So, you know, I think that I mean, there's bits and pieces that go on. You know, we get messages through. Real Madrid were a team that we might have been able to face, but I think financially that might have been just out of our reach slightly. But I think it's you know, it's a brilliant game to play, and certainly in an area that we know quite well, having been here for 3 of the last 4 years.
And what are you looking for from the game?
Just fitness, really, because the group that we've got, obviously we've got some issues around COVID, we've got some issues around the players that we're still trying to bring, and we've got a really young group with us. So those are the issues. So really, I'm looking for a really good workout, and you know, the result really doesn't matter because it can't matter. But I think that the game that we will try and play certainly matters because it always does. So we'll try and do what we normally do against a really top class opposition who have got a lot of experience playing in European Championships, never mind La Liga, and with top players. So it's a great game to look forward to, a brilliant sort of experience for any of the younger players that take part, and they probably will all take part at some point. And really just the fitness element of it is important.
And back in Coventry, there's excitement building about the team's return to Coventry. Is there excitement in the squad about that as well?
I think at the moment they're thinking about, I think obviously there will be as it moves forward, but at the moment they're just thinking about how sore the legs are and the lungs are. So you know, just that things change because the competitive sort of nature of trying to get into the first team will start to come through in the next week or two. And I think that you know, you can still see the competitive nature of the squad now, and it's gone up from years gone by because of the players that we've got and we've brought in. You know, the demands from them will go up as well, because they want to be playing at the top end of this division, not anywhere near the bottom end of the division. Again, it's easier said than done. We've got to be prepared to put the graft in, and we've got to have a little bit of luck along the way as well with injuries and trying to minimise those as best we can. And like I say, look forward to a season where we can play in Coventry in front of our own fans.
And there's a lot of fans who have already bought season tickets as well. You must be very grateful for those fans who have bought already.
Absolutely. I think you know, you would hope that people are desperate to see football, and really when the crowds came back in the Euros, you saw that start to build as well, and in other parts of Europe where they were more in number than back at home until the semi-final and the final. But I think that's, you know, really something that we've all missed, and we want to get them back supporting and getting right behind the team as we know that they can do, but also them knowing the circumstances of where we are in terms of the football pyramid at the moment, and in the Championship as well, because it's a really tough division, massively diverse in terms of the financial structure of it and the capabilities. So you know, I think for us it's about trying to keep improving on season and see where we can get to. But look, we want to be challenging higher up the league as soon as we possibly can do, which is why we're trying, like I say, I always say incrementally, to try and improve the squad. So that's what we keep on doing.